Presiding over the Special Federal Executive Council session, President Tinubu pays glowing tribute to his late predecessor, Muhammadu Buhari, describing him as one whose life was defined by discipline, moral fortitude, and unwavering patriotism.
In a time when men had lost hope that change was possible, Muhammadu Buhari put his faith in the people of this country. We stood together, he and I, alongside others, drawn from across the political spectrum, regions and tongues. We formed an alliance that enabled Nigeria to experience the first true democratic transfer of power from one ruling party to another.
While acknowledging that Buhari's record, like all legacies, will be subject to debate, Tinubu insisted that the character he brought to public life, the moral force he carried, and the incorruptible standard he represented will not be forgotten in a hurry.
The purity of his private character gave radiance to the discipline and integrity of his public service. President Buhari was not a perfect man. No leader is. But he was, in every sense of the word, a good man, a decent man, an honorable man. His record will be debated, as all legacies are, but the character he brought to public life, the moral force he carried, the incorruptible standard he presented, will not be forgotten.
He announced the renaming of the University of Maiduguri after the late president to keep his memories alive.
With this special session of the Federal Executive Council expanded, can we adopt the naming of University of Maiduguri with a new name as Muhammadu Buhari University Maiduguri?
The Special Federal Executive Council session, in honor of the late former Nigerian leader, was attended by ministers, Senate and Reps leaders, top government officials, and aides, amongst others.
Where others sought glory, he sought duty. As a minister in his cabinet, appointed by him, I saw President Muhammadu Buhari unplugged. He was not flamboyant, far from it. His voice was measured, his steps deliberate, his public demeanor.
I was privileged to serve him in different capacities, and I can attest to his rare discipline.
The late President Muhammadu Buhari will be remembered not only for what he built, but for the lives he touched, the people he stood for.
A spirit of national unity, respect for the service that resonates with Nigerians and sets a worthy example for generations to come. The state burial accorded President Buhari reflects the esteem in which he was held, not just by this administration, but by Nigerians in general.
I had the privilege of serving as a state governor in those 8 years that he presided over the affairs of this country as the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I can recount a number of unforgettable moments with him. One of such was the time I joined All Progressive Congress, the party. I was in PDP, and we had gone to see him, and it was a very trying moment, the time of NSAS. And I went there, the acting national chairman was the governor of Yobe State. I went with Atiku Bagudu, was the then progressive chairman, or progressive chairman, governor's chairman. I went with His Excellency Badaru, and then his chief of staff, Professor Gambari. And after we saw a man so excited and so happy, and when we left him, he called back, Professor Gambari and said something to him. He said, "Today remains one of my happiest moments."
The family of the late Buhari extends warm appreciation to the president and the entire nation for the honor accorded their late father, and most importantly, standing firmly behind them in their moment of grief.
And indeed all Nigerians at home and in diaspora for the numerous calls, messages, condolence visits, and prayers offered for the repose of the gentle soul of our departed father. Your visits, calls, and prayers symbolized a great honor to the memory of our late father.
Former President Muhammadu Buhari died on Sunday in London at the age of 82 after battling a prolonged illness. Isioma Okole reporting for VOS TV, Benin.